Perfect. Two things what I hate about humans. Two things that I really dislike about them. The reason why I call them the devil and not God. Even though humans want to be and play God about everything, yet they are the devil for everything. About this world, about everything. Even though I have the face of a human and even the spirit of a human, but still so much distance between me and them. When I see them drive away with all these trees that are cut off, and all of these animals that were just killed. Just these two things, the destruction of the earth and the destruction of life, all together into this forest. Why? When will they stop? All this anger, all this hatred, all these dark emotions, you shouldn't hide this away. This is something that you can use. All of this hatred, all of this darkness, it's not bad. The dragon teaches you how to use it and balance darkness into yourself. The only thing that you have to be careful for is that you will not be eaten alive by the darkness, which means consumed by the darkness. Because that is also what happens to me from time to time, that there is too much darkness, too much hate, so that I could not control it anymore. I could not control the hate. Even though I'm a dragon witch and I use a lot of darkness. And the first time that I discovered that it was actually consuming me was during a conversation with another witch. I am a dragon witch, but this was another witch. And she was actually the first one that says, a witch is not like that. You should be different. A witch is light. A witch is not darkness. Even though she was actually very mad at me for saying that I'm actually a witch. And I said, what are you doing as a witch? And she said this and that and that. I'm also a farmer. I'm also a hunter. I'm also someone who cuts up trees. I said, how dare you call yourself a witch? How dare you call yourself a protector of the earth? You are destroying it. And I really, really was angry. Oh my goodness, I remember my headache, but I was continuing. Even my body was just giving up of all of the hatred that I had. And this other witch was also saying and things like this and the same. We were clashing to each other like it was war, a plain out war. I could no longer see through my eyes. That is my problem. When I have so much darkness, when I have so much anger, I can no longer see through my eyes. The last time that I had this one was once I discovered that, for example, that they want to rebuild a church in Paris with cut off trees. And that is what angers me so much about humans. Sometimes in this world I have so much anger. Wherever I look at, they are always doing something wrong in my eyes. They are not guardians. They are not God. They are not descendants of God. They are the devil for me. That is why I am always, when I am in front of my dragon, I am always ashamed of myself. I feel shame towards the dragon for having their face. I try to be different than them. And that is also what I said to this other witch. And the moment I was raging all the time, and she was also raging, and you are even a boy, you should not call yourself a witch. I said, so what? You're not a witch. I said, you're a... Yeah, I was going for. I said, yeah, something with a B in front of it. Yeah, you're destroying the earth. How call yourself a witch? You are not even close to the guardians of this earth. How? And she said, how can you call yourself a witch? I mean, whatever she was saying, you are not even coming close to the gods that witches should worship. You're not coming even closer to the guardians and to the spirits that witches are worshipping. You are not like them. I said you are not like them. Just throwing mud at each other all the time. And then there was something that interfered. Someone that was going into the conversation and just like standing on the side, and she was in our battle that we had. She was actually saying, is there something like racism among witches, witch racist or things like this? Because it seems that there is a lot of hate through each other. Yet you call yourself a witch, both of you. Yet you have so much hate for each other. Is there something like you are a racist against each other? And this was snapping me out of this rage. It was like, wow, what kind of darkness was that? I mean, I let myself go. It was consuming. The darkness was consuming me completely. And I had this quite often, every time when I see humans do bad things. And it's also something that I have in my daily life when I see people from religions, for example. People from religions going inside of a church, and I said, such hypocrites. Believing that you are so good, believing that you are the superior one, the descendants from God themselves, and you want to worship them. No, you want to worship yourself. That is what I always say about religious people. You don't love this God, you love yourself. You are fearing it, hoping that it's true. You don't like this earth, you destroy the earth, and you don't even care one bit of it. That is why I always think, why I'm always going against religion, because they seem like hypocrites. Whenever you have so much experience with the dragons, and you feel the guardians, you feel the earth, you feel the elements, you feel how it's getting weaker, you want to get closer to the dragons, closer to nature, closer to the four elements. You want to understand everything, and yet humans are so in their religion, in their way of life. I have to admit, I have a lot of darkness, and every single day I have to see that it's not eating me alive, because every day I have to see that it doesn't consume me. And when this person said, is there something like racism among witches, I was actually thinking about this. Like there was a button pushed inside of myself. Maybe it's true. Maybe we have this misunderstanding about each other because we belong somewhere else. What are witches? What I feel. What are witches? Witches are spirits inside of this world, in maybe most of the time a human body, that discover where they are coming from. They are feeling the spirits on their sides. They are feeling also very much more than other humans can. They are seeing and feeling much more. They understand much more of who they are and what they can. And sometimes even a bit too much, which makes them a follower of wherever they belong. So in our case, it is the dragon and the dragon's gate, wherever we belong inside of a dragon energy. I mean, we are following the dragon because we feel a lot of connection with the dragon. We feel so much connected with them so that we want to follow them. In doing this, we are using magic, dragon magic, always using the mind with it, and always having sincere thoughts. And the more that I think of, the more that I believe that these other witches do the same. But it's very much with a distance from our gate. And it could be that she had a lot of understanding of where she belongs, and I have understanding of where we belong, but it was clashing with each other. That is what I say. There will never be entirely peace among each other. In this world, there will never be peace, because we all belong somewhere else. Even when we belong in the same gate, there can still be conflict. Like I said, we are created out of water and fire, and water and fire will always have a conflict. Leviathan and Fafnir doesn't go through the same gate, even though they are both draconic energies. They are both nature, they are water and fire. They are guardians of it as well as gods. And I understand more and more of what this actually person was actually saying, from saying that, can there be racist witches? Of course it can. But not out of black and white, not out of race, another race, but where you belong, where your energy is coming from, and where you get your wisdom from what gods, from what spirits, from your own energies. What is your wisdom that you want to share? That your wisdom that other people don't want to know. For example, I hate it when people destroy. I hate it when people destroy what my God is. My God is the earth. and yet they destroy it. Can't you see it? I said, can't you see it? Really, but hatred, with a lot of hate, with a lot of darkness, that I just immediately, with my just mere mind, I would be able just to curse them, just to let something haunt them, so strong that it can be, that I can no longer control myself even. And yet I should, and I learned this, how to control myself from time to time, that I could more than ever understand the darkness, the draconic darkness, that makes me and makes you so different from others, and that you can have a lot of conflicts with them just because they don't belong where you belong. Whenever our time is up, we go somewhere else. We go somewhere else than them, far away from each other. And that is where our wisdom comes from. The wisdom comes from somewhere else. It doesn't mean that you are wrong or that this other person is wrong, but your world is different. Your entire mind is different. Your gods are different. Your spirits are different. And all of this difference makes that you will always disagree with each other. And the more that you will disagree, the more anger you will get, the more darkness that you will get. And that is just the entire art of the darkness, that you can control it. That you can control the darkness of the dragon. Your darkness. Sometimes I'm able to do this, sometimes I'm not. I don't know what you can do with it. I'm sure of it, that you can have a lot of anger. Not that you have anger issues, but because you have a lot of wisdom of the dragon. The dragon told you very much. The dragon let you show you very much and feel very much that you should learn from this. You should learn from them. And whatever you are learning, it comes from your spirit, your heart. Everything is real. Everything is true. And whenever someone else comes and they learn an entire different thing, for example, if they destroy my forest, for them it's okay. For them it's fine. And even for religions, that they always, in my entire youth, my entire childhood, they already try to to enforce me into this spirituality that I am not. I do not belong there. Yet they try to enforce me. Even to this day, I'm still angry for that. Luckily, I was able to escape from this and know where I really belong. Where we should all feel this from ourselves, where we belong. If we go to a wrong place, if we go on a wrong path, we should feel it. And I'm still actually, just like in religions, I don't like them. It's something so different, a different path, a different, wisdom, I can say. Even if religions have wisdom, most of the time it's created because they want to force people to, for money and wealth. But if this is just a spiritual path, it's not ours, and so we should stay away from it. And a lot of people have a lot of wisdom from different paths and different religions and different faiths, different gods. It is not ours, and we can easily have a large conflict with it. But it doesn't make sense to have one. Why? Why tire yourself of having this war among each other? The only reason that you can have from this is to understand your own darkness, and later on that you can control it. But it only weakens you. It's only a conflict that will never end. A conflict among the stars, a conflict among the gates. You are home behind Leviathan. You are home behind Tiamat, behind Fafnir, behind Quetzalcoatl, behind Pangu, behind all of them. You are behind their gate. You are inside their spirituality, their path that they are taking you. And this is your world. This is just a temporary thing that you have, a temporary experience in this world that you have as a draconic spirit.